A nation stunned, the assassination of Donald Trump. The news crackled across airwaves, jolting a nation from its routine. Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States, was dead, assassinated. The details, still murky, spoke of a rally, a lone gunman, and chaos. In homes, offices, and public spaces, disbelief reigned. The country stood frozen, grappling with the unthinkable. An event so sudden, so violent, had ripped through the fabric of American life. The weight of history pressed down, heavy with the memories of fallen leaders. This was not a time for partisan divide, it was a moment of collective shock, of shared grief, of a nation united in its bewilderment. How could this happen? In an age of unprecedented security, how could a figure as protected as the President of the United States be struck down? The questions swirled, unanswered, adding to the sense of unreality. The immediate aftermath was a blur of sirens and pronouncements. Law enforcement agencies went on high alert, scrambling to secure the nation. Politicians from both sides of the aisle offered condolences, their words tinged with shock and disbelief. The nation held its breath, bracing for the aftershocks of an event that would redefine its course. In the hours following the assassination, the nation looked for stability, for a return to order amidst the chaos. The Constitution, that bedrock of American governance, provided the answer, the orderly transfer of power. The line of succession, clearly defined, swung into action. Vice President Mike Pence, thrust into the role he had prepared but never wished for, was sworn in as the 46th President of the United States. His demeanor, somber yet resolute, projected a sense of calm amidst the storm. Behind him stood the next in line, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, followed by Chuck Grassley, President pro tempore of the Senate. The machinery of government, though shaken, continued to function. The transition, a testament to the resilience of American democracy, served as a stark counterpoint to the violence that had just unfolded. Yet the question lingered. Could this transition of power, smooth on paper, truly heal the deep divisions that plagued the nation? Could it bind the wounds of a country grappling with loss, anger, and uncertainty? The assassination of Donald Trump threw the 2024 presidential election into complete disarray. Gone were the familiar battle lines, the predictable campaign rhetoric. In their place stood a profound sense of uncertainty, a political landscape reshaped by tragedy. The Republican Party, having lost its standard-bearer in the most shocking way imaginable, found itself at a crossroads. Who could possibly step into the void left by Trump? A figure who had so completely dominated the party's identity? The Democratic Party, too, faced a dilemma. The passing of their most ardent opponent called for a recalibration of their strategy. The fiery rhetoric that had defined the Trump era seemed suddenly out of place, replaced by a need for unity and healing. The nation watched, holding its breath, as the two major parties grappled with the enormity of the event. Would this tragedy lead to a period of introspection, a softening of partisan divides? Or would it further inflame tensions, pushing the country further down the path of polarization? Section 4. The Iranian Question, Retaliation, Retribution, or Restraint. In the aftermath of the assassination, all eyes turned to Iran. The Islamic Republic, long a thorn in the side of the United States, had been the target of Trump's most bellicose rhetoric. The question on everyone's mind, was Iran involved? Intelligence agencies went into overdrive, analyzing every scrap of information, every whisper of a connection. The world held its breath, bracing for the possibility of a retaliatory strike, an escalation that could ignite a regional conflagration. President Pence, thrust into the role of commander-in-chief at this perilous moment, faced an unenviable choice: strike back and risk igniting a wider war, or show restraint and appear weak on the global stage. The weight of history pressed down on him, the ghosts of past presidents who had grappled with similar decisions. The world watched, waiting to see if the United States, wounded but still powerful, would choose the path of vengeance or the path of diplomacy. The stakes had never been higher. Section 5. Echoes of violence from Lincoln to Kennedy to Trump. The assassination of Donald Trump was a stark reminder of the fragility of American democracy. It was an echo of past tragedies, of moments when the nation's leaders had been struck down in their prime. Abraham Lincoln, gunned down at Ford's Theater as the Civil War drew to a close. John F. Kennedy, slain in Dallas in an event that still haunts the American psyche. And now, Donald Trump, Another name added to the grim roster of fallen presidents. These assassinations, each unique in its circumstances, shared a common thread. They were stark reminders of the vulnerability of power, of the ever-present potential for violence to disrupt the fragile fabric of democracy. They were moments when the nation was forced to confront its own demons, to grapple with the forces of hatred and division that lurked beneath the surface of American life. And each time, the nation had emerged from the darkness, scarred but resilient, its commitment to its founding ideals reaffirmed. Could it do so again?